What's the story? What am I going to read? Oh, what's the story? What am I going to read? Or maybe I'll sing and dance. So I promise that I won't dance. But what's the story? We'll find out together. We'll find out right now. Hello there, and welcome to What's the Story with Mr. H. That's me, and I'm so glad you're here for the first official episode of What's the Story. I can't wait to share the story that I have with you. It's one of my favorites of all time, and it's a great start to this whole thing called What's the Story. Before we get going with all of that stuff, I want to thank some people before we even get started. First off, I want to thank all the teachers of Jenny Moore Elementary School who are sharing this information with their students and their students' families, getting the word out about this. I'm so excited that I'm going to have the opportunity to spend a little bit of time, even though we're in separate places, spend a little time with the students of Jenny Moore. I miss you guys, and this is something that I'm hoping really takes off and gives you an opportunity to just check in every now and then with good old Mr. H. I'm glad to see you guys out there. I also want to thank the friends and family who have kind of taken this thing and run with it through the video I posted on my Facebook page. You guys have shared it. You guys have liked it. You guys have subscribed to the channel. We're already up to over 600 views of that initial video, almost 100 subscribers to the channel, which is the whole point of this. It's not for me to see my face on a video. It's for people to get to see these videos and share these videos, so that while everyone's kind of cooped up at home and wondering what to do, this gives them something to do. Sharing stories. Again, stories are my favorite way to learn, and I hope that they're something that you enjoy as well. So thank you to all those people for liking the videos, for subscribing to the channel, for sharing the videos, for getting the word out about What's the Story with Mr. H. I'm really excited about where this is going to go. As a reminder to parents, again, you can be in contact with me through email. We've got, let's see, we're going to put the email address right here so you can contact me by email. And you can follow me on Twitter for live links to videos and for updates about what's going on at this channel. So check it out here or here. Great ways to contact me. All right, well, on to the first story. Let's get going. The first story I have for you to share is a favorite of mine called The True Story of the Three Little Pigs by A. Wolfe, as told to John Scieszka, illustrated by Lane Smith. Now, boys and girls, you may know the story of the Three Little Pigs, and if you've never read this book, you haven't heard the wolf's side of the story. Well, A. Wolfe, the author of this book, finally lets us know what was going on in that wolf's mind. We'll find out maybe things weren't exactly as they thought they were. All right, here we go. The True Story of the Three Little Pigs. Everybody knows the story of the Three Little Pigs, or at least they think they do, but I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story because nobody has ever heard my side of the story. I'm the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. That's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you were big and bad too. But like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. This is the real story. Way back in Once Upon a Time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold, and I ran out of sugar. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now this neighbor was a pig,
And he wasn't too bright either. He had built his whole house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in his right mind would build a house of straw? So, of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't want to just walk into someone else's house, so I called, Little Pig, are you in? No answer. I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. That's when my nose started to itch. I felt a sneeze coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I sneezed a great sneeze. And you know what? That whole darn straw house fell down, and right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig, dead as a doornail. He had been home the whole time. Now, it seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw, so I ate it up. Think of it as a big cheeseburger just lying there. I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have a cup of sugar. So I went to the next neighbor's house. This neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He had built his house of sticks. I rang the bell, and on the stick house. I rang the bell on the stick house. Nobody answered. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? He yelled back, Go away, Wolf. You can't come in. I'm shaking the hairs on my chinny chin. Actually, he says I'm shaving the hairs. I read that word wrong. Crazy me. I just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I tried to cover my mouth, but I sneezed a great sneeze. And you're not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell down just like his brother's. When the dust cleared, there was the second little pig, dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor. Now, you know food will spoil if you just leave it out in the open, so I did the only thing there was to do. I had dinner again. Think of it as a second helping. I was getting awfully full, but my cold was feeling a little better. And I still didn't have a cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family. He had built his house out of bricks. I knocked on the brick house. No answer. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? And do you know what the rude little porker answered? Get out of here, Wolf. Don't bother me again. Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar, and he wouldn't give me even one little cup for my dear old sweet granny's birthday cake. What a pig! I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake when I felt my cold coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I sneezed once again. Then the third little pig yelled, And your old granny can sit on a pin. Now, I'm usually pretty calm, fellow. But when somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy. When the cops drove up, of course, I was trying to break down this pig's door. And the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real scene. The rest, as they say, is history. The news reporters found out about the two pigs I had for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting, so they jazzed up the story with all of that huff and puff and blow your house down, and they made me the big bad wolf. That's it. That's the real story. I was framed. But, maybe you could loan me a cup of sugar?
The True Story of the Three Little Pigs by A. Wolf. What'd you think? Pretty good, huh? You can see why it's one of my favorites. Well, I hope you enjoyed our first story. Again, I hope you share this channel, this video, with as many people as you feel would like to watch it. Subscribe to the channel for updates every day. My goal is to have each video after today posted before 9 o'clock in the morning, so those of you who are looking to set a routine can check in anytime after 9 o'clock and you will be good to go with the latest video. They'll be posting Monday through Friday. And who knows, every now and then I may be throwing something special out there, just a little extra fun besides the story. So be on the lookout for those as well. Again, parents, you can email me at the email address, again, that is right here, or you can follow me on Twitter right here. Either one of those will work great for being in contact with me. That Twitter address will also be sending out links to the videos as well for those who want to share those links to people who aren't subscribed, and that'll be a great way to keep this thing moving forward. And again, just spreading the word of the power of story and how excited I am to be able to share these stories with you. Before I leave, students, I want to challenge you, as I do each and every time, our 3 reminders to be kind, be creative, be the best YOU that YOU can be, and have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time.